Hey y'all, I'm gonna be looking all over the place because I got this tripod thing, so trying to figure it out. Um, I was reluctant to make this video because, like I said, I'm not an oversharer. I don't be liking everybody up in my business, but I am not the type of person that talks to everybody about my problems. I kind of just deal with them, and I thought about it. Shit, y'all don't necessarily judge, and if y'all do judge, y'all don't know me like that, so whatever. But everybody needs an outlet. This is mine. I came across MzReddbone2010's video, taking me for granted. And it was a video reaction that she did to another YouTuber. I'm going to get her name and list it down below, but I believe it was, I want to say chocolate. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but I am reacting to the one I seen, which was MzReddbone2010. Um, as everybody knows, that's in a marriage, new, old, whatever, and a lot of times they say the first year is the hardest. I will not lie and say that my first year was not hard. Challenging, testing, because it's different now once you're married, papers are signed, shit like that. And if my hair look dry, I'm sorry, but I'll be doing another video, so y'all will be seeing this fucking vest again. But it's kind of hard, you know, coping with somebody. And then just a little bit of backstory. When me and Mike met, we were friends. We were friends for 5 months before we actually even decided to go there. And when I say friends, I mean like going out on dates. We did the shit, but no sex, nothing like that. You don't spend the night at my house, none of that. So when we finally got into a relationship, that part was kind of quick, because it's like now, I think we moved in together about 2 weeks after we actually got into a relationship. Now, I will say we've done good. 6 years later, we're still here. It'll be 6 years on our wedding anniversary. Our first year married, 6 years together. But, just like Miss Redbone was saying, when men get comfortable, certain stuff takes a back seat. As far as complimenting me being a great man, I have no complaints. He has not changed that. Thank God. He's never really been the romantic type. He real country, so that part, when he does something, just little gestures, blows my hair back, because I don't be knowing he even knew how to do shit like that. But, certain shit they get comfortable with. With me, I'll grind, I'll hustle. As y'all know, I do nails, baskets. I'm just about the jack of all trades. All kind of stuff. So, I'll pull it in no matter what. Baby gonna make sure we okay. And I think that's most women, as we do. I only require that you provide, and I'll do the rest. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And I'm not the type of person that I expect you to take care of 100% of the bills. That's not what I was raised around. It's a 50-50 partnership. So when you make rash decisions, I don't like my job, stuff like that, you're supposed to bring, to the source, to the house. So how do I feel like I'm being taken for granted? In my situation, and like a lot of people don't know, because like I said, it is very hard. And if you can't tell, I'm rambling because I'm not used to talking to nobody, about it. But our biggest issue, communication, is one, because we were friends first. So he and I communicate as friends, as y'all seen from some of the vlogs. And as you notice, we haven't been vlogging together a whole lot. It's been just me. And that's because he likes the camera, but he don't. He likes to be subtle. He doesn't like it in his face. And I don't want to force nothing. If you don't want to be on, that's fine. But we haven't, for one of those reasons. And it's certain stuff that we do, and I wish the camera could be on for it, but, so you can catch certain shit. and it's not. But we communicate as friends. So if something goes wrong between he and I, it's kind of like we won't talk 3-4 days. You know how you won't talk to your friend 2-3 weeks. You don't call the bitch, she don't call you. And then when we come back, it's like nothing ever happened. I'm not that type of person. I'm verbal. I want us to talk out whatever this is because we got to lay next to each other at night. So that's just how I am. He is not that type of person. He would rather, try and hash it out right then. In some situations, can't be fixed right then because my attitude and your attitude, I'm not, because after a while I stop talking, I put my hands on you. So, so to keep shit neutral, and no, for the record, I don't beat on my damn husband, but I don't argue neither. When you get to arguing too much, I shut down. I'll clam up because it's finna get physical now. He can tell when I done got tired of the bullshit because I'll start talking reckless. I'll say whatever the fuck I need to say to hurt your motherfucking feelings so you'll back the fuck off and I'm not in the mood. Then, like, if I make certain body language, like if I get up or I move too quick, because I've had to unleash it on him. I've had to go there one time before and never again. So, once I showed him that, my elevator don't all the way to the top, we were cool after that. Wow, I can't believe I'm telling y'all. But, after that, like, we could communicate better, but it's for a short period of time, then it goes back to what it once was. And if anybody's on here married, I just like how to keep it consistent. Me, my grandmother used to always say, you'll learn to pick your battles. You'll learn that, what, this ain't even necessary right now. Just let them have it. And I do that, but when I find myself doing that and I find you taking advantage of it and it's happening too much, I gotta stop it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And then I become the bad guy. So now you're expecting an apology because now you're the victim. When all along, when I gave you the opportunity to back the fuck up, you didn't, And then you want an apology. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that girl. Because anything that I say, I fucking meant it. And I may not have meant to say it to hurt your feelings, but you needed to hear it. That's just how I am. Our main issue right now at the moment, and like everybody has to say on YouTube, just because you see people recording videos, that does not mean that they have it all. That does not mean everything is together. That does not mean it's great. Our biggest issue is the financial part. We'll both work to make money. That's no problem. It's the responsibility in keeping it. And as I said on the video a long time ago, I hate an irresponsible man. The first thing I do before I do anything else when I get paid is think about the bills. Okay, this has to go here. My taking me for granted issue with my situation and my marriage is the fact that he knows I will never let our household go without. So he makes certain rash decisions, like he'll go out and buy something and just don't think to mention it. He'll go out and borrow something. Don't say nothing to me. You may not even have to do that. He'll just do stuff financially and, has no regard. So we had a situation to where I cooked Mike a big meal. And every time I make him lunch for work, I write a little note that, I love you to and through the moon. I try and always speak life into my husband because that's what you're supposed to do. I always want to lift his day up because the type of work that he does warehouse work. That's not a fun job, and it's alpha male shit like that all around. So I would always try and speak life and encourage him as much as I could, even when I'm not around. So one particular day, he had been saying he was fed up with his job. And me, I'll motivate you for so long until you are cool with complaining. Then I just kind of stop and I'm just like a listener here. Well, why don't you have anything to say? You're not listening to me. I'm attempting to tell you what you need to do. I'm not going to just pacify you and motivate you that way. I'm not going to, harp the violin for you. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Get on your grind. Hustle. Figure out what you're good at. Do any fucking thing. There is nothing. We are in Las Vegas. There's nothing but money. Move it. You know what I'm saying? So, figure out what it is you're good at. Sit down and really think. Be still. My husband's great with sports. I tell him all the time, why don't you do a YouTube channel? I don't like being in front of the camera. So you have all these objections. Fine. So he goes to work. I make him red beans and rice with smoked turkey necks in it, some fried pork chops, and some biscuits. I sent him to work with that. Somebody ate his lunch. He goes berserk. Throws everybody's lunch in the trash. If y'all hear me stop, that's because I'm listening for the door. Because like I said, this is us right now. This girl talk. Girlfriends. There it is. I ain't singling nobody out. But he goes to work. He throws everyone's lunch away. He tears up the break room. He makes a big scene. He gets into it. And then he leaves. So my question to him was, at what point in time did you think about your household? And I don't know if I'm wrong for that, you know, and then you try and you don't want your family to know what you're going through, because we're not hurting financially. Financially, we're all right. I worry about next month. He worries about today. I worry about 3 months from now. He worries about today. I don't want to have to alter my lifestyle because of your personal decision. So, in that decision equals to what? Termination. Of course. I don't deal well because whenever it's something like that. Now, if somebody had physically touched him, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. No problem. Because I'm not going to let nobody put their hand. I'm not even going to let nobody disrespect me to a certain level. But one thing I have learned working in call centers, I have patience like a motherfucker and a mouthpiece that can kill. I don't necessarily have to put my hands on you to show you that I'm not fucking around and to get results. He thought doing what he did would get results. Somebody would fess up, oh, I ate your shit, and throw it up and put it back on the plate whole. I don't know what the fuck you expected. But you did that in a moment of rage, and for a slight second you forgot that you were a man that has a home. You forgot that you were a man that has to provide. And you made a rash decision not thinking about your home. I get mentally fucked 5 days out of the week. I don't just jump up and quit my job because I'm in a 50-50 partnership. Now, I have been allowed to before, but I always consider and think about my household first and foremost before my own selfish thing. Just like my mom would get up and work a job cleaning, doing all kind of shit that she didn't want to do, but she knew she had to take care of her home. So you do what you can until you can do better. Or unless you have a mindset that this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm 110% in. You don't just walk off your fucking job. So, you know, I'm the type of person, if you lose a job, if you get fired, if you quit, you back on your grind the next day. The next day, you right back on it. There's no slacking. There's no time to wait. Especially when you have a household. But like I said, baby will take care of it, because I know with or without him here, I have to maintain and run my household. So that's by any means. So that's where I feel I'm taken for granted at. Because something like that, you don't just do unless you're comfortable. Like, you know, I know I shouldn't quit my motherfucking job, but I know she got it. That's how I feel. You know, and like I was angry the first day. I will admit, I was pissed off. You will not believe, because you did that. And then when you're asked, like, well, did you take the time to think about the fact that you had a family, you know, somebody else, you know, here? Well, yeah, but I'm a motherfucking man. No, you're not. You handled that situation like somebody's teenage son. You handled that situation like you could get off work, come here, and, oh, Ma, I lost my job. I'm not that girl. You know what I'm saying? If you're not able, because anytime it's an argument that comes up when it gets real bad, then all of a sudden it gets biblical. If you're gonna be biblical from start to finish. Don't just get biblical when I do something that you don't necessarily care for. And that's my biggest issue. Biggest one. It's hypocritical. If you're going to put God in it, know what you're supposed to do as the man of the house. You're supposed to provide. And that's it. I'm supposed to manage the house, not take care of it fully by myself. Now, if you're sick, you're not able-bodied, by all means, I got us. But the fact that you went in there and made your own rash decision is the problem that I have. You did what you felt like doing, not thinking that there was a consequence or a repercussion to the shit that you did. So I needed a little time to process that. I needed a little time to, put that in my mind that this has happened. I'm upset. Give me a little time, And he gets upset. Well, how are you the one mad and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. You don't seem to understand that we are both affected by your decision. And so after some time, I just said, forget it. I don't want to explain no more. You don't understand. To him it's, oh, you're trying to take away my manhood. Not at all. I would never want to be a situation where you didn't feel like you were being a man. But you're not being a man when you can't take care of your end of the household either. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he's not that responsible when it comes down to money. So if it hadn't been for me storing away birds' nests, putting away little money, what would we do? I'm too prideful to call a bunch of people, hey, how you doing? That's not me. I'm not that girl. So, I feel taken for granted in that aspect because I'm not going to let this ship sink. So that's why you felt comfortable enough to do what you did. And it's just like, I have since gone back to, speaking life into him. He's been doing awesome as far as, keeping up the search and being apologetic. But it's like, why did it have to take? Because it got ugly up in here. It got real ugly before, and it was almost you gotta go type ugly. He's not beating or cheating. So I'm willing to work through and pray for my marriage in that aspect. Now, I don't deal with cheating. So if you ever do that, it's bun by fucking Osh. No. You don't take away my option. Because if that's something you're thinking about, let me know. And we can either work on that together or we can work on that together with other motherfuckers. You never know what I'm into. But beating, hell no. I don't do domestics at all. Because I fight back. So, before one of us get fucking hurt, I'm going to walk away if you don't. And if it get that ugly, you got to go. But, if it ever has gotten that ugly between me and him, I clicked out. And he didn't necessarily fight back. So, it's like, oh, okay. Okay, cool. But, so something like that you can work through. And like I would... advice for myself and for anybody going through the same thing, continue to speak life into your husband in that situation. Because, I actually feel a little bit relieved now that I've gotten it, out, just saying it. Now I feel like I can kind of see the growth from it, how I grew from it. Because, like I said, every day, it's positive now, but that's a feeling that I've been dealing with, for a little while now. Since it happened, it's almost been about 3 weeks, coming up on 3 weeks. So I've been holding that in for 3 weeks. And I've been holding it in so I haven't been able to see the progress in myself. because I've been so angry, holding on to being mad. You know, and it's, you know, I've been focusing a lot more on going to the gym, working out a lot, just trying to find my cheese so that I'm not so pissed about it. And I must say it is working. It truly is. I'm not angry. I want it to get better and I want it to stay that way. I don't want to have to trip with you, you know, for you to get it right. I don't want that to have to happen. I don't, you know, especially not when that's not who we are. That's not how we are. Ever. Well, I thank y'all for letting me rant and vent. His ass walked up in here, nosy motherfucker. But I'm going to edit up this video. And like I said, y'all are going to see this vest again because I'm about to do my 1 month. Well, my 1 month actually passed on the 1st. But I'm about to do my update on my hair. And then I'll be posting a video on my meal prep. So if y'all have not subscribed already, this is some of the content y'all are going to start getting. I'ma just start posting. Fuck it. My channel has never been a tailored channel. So once I grow and I see what works for me, which a lot of y'all come just for the Call Center Chronicles, and I love each and every one of y'all for that. I would like for y'all to get to know me as an individual, because I'm more than the Call Center fucking Chronicles. But I mean, whatever you come for, I'm not tripping. But, you know, I want to get more into, you know, letting y'all know who I am. I love to do shit with my hair, my nails. People ask me to do certain videos, and I'll do them. Like the nail videos, if somebody asks me, you know, how do you do a nail repair? I'll just do it. Or how do you do a design? I'll just do it. Something like that. So I am, you know, just trying to find my niche, trying to see what works. So, you know, if y'all have any questions, concerns, comments about anything on my page, you don't have to go to a specific video to ask your question or to make your comment. You can make that motherfucker wherever you at. I know what the fuck you talking about. It's my goddamn channel. So, you know, don't feel shy about nothing. I am not still keen on the oversharing part. I'm still not 100% sold on it, but I will say this is a good outlet. A, because 9 times out of 10, the shit you go through, you talk to yourself about it any goddamn way. And this is almost the same thing, except my phone is actually recording me talk to myself about the shit anyway. And I can actually get feedback from a biased person who doesn't necessarily know both of us. You just know the situation. And you can pretty much give your take on what my side of the situation should do or go about it. So, you know, based off what I said on this video, it's no, you know, divorce, breakup in the future, Lord willing, that I see, or, you know, for him. I seen that video from MzReddbone2010 and I was inspired to get out what I've been dealing with, you know, and how I felt about the situation, because the first thing that popped out to me was taking me for granted. And I immediately thought about how I feel, you know, like, given the whole situation, it's just, that's how I've been feeling for the last 2, you know, going on 3 weeks. Like, did you just do that because you know, and the financial issue is it's not something that we're a stranger to. It has happened in the past. And, you know, back then we were living in separate places. So it wasn't nothing, you know, you're not bothering me. You ain't asking me for shit. But when you forget that you're married, that's the issue. But other than that, you know, we're working on it. We're working on it. He ain't cheating or beating. So y'all relax. But like I said, if it's anything y'all want to ask me about the weight loss journey, the hair, all of that, make sure you email me. I usually don't put my email in the description, but I've been asked how to get in contact with me. I thought I put it on the page somewhere, but I'll figure that out. My computer sucks, so that's why a lot of stuff isn't updated on my page. I want to change a lot of stuff, but I am very ignorant when it comes to that kind of stuff, so I'm gonna work on it or whatever. But You know, y'all like, rate, subscribe, share, hop on this weight loss journey with us. I got so far 4 people that are my subbies, Snapchat followers that are, you know, kind of letting me know their progress and we keep up with each other, you know, stuff like that. And I want to get more in touch with them. I may start doing like airtime or live rays or something like that when I go work out, because I have had people ask, you know, well, what workouts do you do that don't tire you out to where you're still okay with going daily? Like now, I'm actually excited. You know what? Whole nother video. I will talk to y'all later.